Are you the kind of person who runs around doing everything for everyone else? Do you sacrifice your own needs for the needs of others? Are you the go-to for other people? Do you say you're too busy to let anything else into your life because you're too busy running around living somebody else's life? This is the thing. We can delay our own destiny. We can delay our own path because we feel the need to fix other people. But this is the thing, we're all here to be of service. We're all here to help others, but you're not helping anyone and you're not helping yourself if you're actually living someone else's life. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse. That's the thing. We're fixers. What happens here is that we become too codependent on trying to fix other people's lives because we're in avoidance of fixing our own. And I've done this myself. We think that we're doing right by doing somebody else's life, by fixing their needs, and that makes us feel validated. But we're actually neglecting our own needs. And this is the thing. We put all of our life force energy into improving somebody else's life, and it takes away from our own. It actually depletes our energy. But another thing is, we're not helping that other person at all, because by taking away the other person's ability to actually live for themselves, you're making them codependent on you as well. So both parties are actually in an unhealthy dynamic. And this is the thing, we're sacrificing our own needs and our own future for the well-being of somebody else. And I'm the helper. I'm all for helping other people, but you're not helping somebody if you're doing everything for them. This is the thing. We grow up as children, we're helpless, we become dependent on our parents. Fair enough, but then we have to leave the fucking nest. And that's important. And when we become too codependent on somebody as an adult, this is actually detrimental to our own well-being, and it actually can be detrimental to their well-being as well. And this is the thing, we feel obligated. I need to do this for this person. You don't need to fucking do anything for anyone but yourself. This is it. I feel obligated. I need to be in a 12-hour shift because my boss needs me. Your boss treats you like a piece of shit and your boss treats you like a fucking number. So no, you're not obligated to be a slave to them. You're not. And this is the thing we keep saying to ourselves, I have to do this. You have to do fucking nothing. You choose to do it. And that's the thing. And this really, really triggers me. It's like people are running around losing themselves, living another person's life. How are you supposed to follow your dreams and follow your goals if you're literally not making time for your needs? And that's it. You're neglecting your own needs because you think you have to look after this person or you have to do this for this person. And this happens especially on the spiritual journey. We can leave the nest and then we end up going back home for a little period of time. And you don't even actually have to go back home, because this happened to me on my relapse. I started my spiritual journey in 2018. I started healing then, but I relapsed because I had to walk away from a group of amazing people, friends, because one of them turns narcissistic, and I had a lot of other issues, and I became very, very vulnerable. And I ended up being codependent on my dad by literally thinking I had to do everything for him. He's not, he's a young man, he was in his early 20s when he had us. It's not like he actually needed me to do things, but I felt like I was obligated to do things for him. The example was, this is how I relapsed, is because I didn't set healthy boundaries. And this is what we have to do. I neglected my growth. And this didn't just happen with my dad. This happened with another person, a client that I was trying to help. I literally spend all day, every day, trying to fix her instead of actually progressing in my life. This is the thing. We can be of help to other people, but not to the detriment of our own well-being. And when I did that for my dad, I felt like I had to be his chauffeur because his car was in the garage. And I live an hour and a half away from him. There could have been somebody more local that he could have gotten a end of a car off of, or somebody else could have done that job. But I literally spent 4 days of my week up there, literally draining my energy, because when I'm around the energy vampires, people who steal your energy, it depletes me. I went so ill that I actually had to walk away from my dad. My energy literally depleted so much. My mental and physical health was deteriorating. I had nothing left. I had nothing left to give because I'd given all of it away. How are we supposed to help others if we can't help ourselves first? And this is another thing, like we have a purpose on this planet. Every single one of us has a purpose on this planet. But if we choose to live another person's life, we're never going to actually follow our own path. And and another part of that is as well, we're different to the norm. So we're pursuing careers that are different to what our parents did or our peers do. And if we mention this to them, they'll turn around and go, no, you're wrong. You shouldn't do that. You should stick to the 9 to 5. It's security. You just do that and marry that farmer down the road. Build that house beside your mother. Do everything the exact same as we did because that's what we always did. And this in turn delays you from your destiny as well. And how are we supposed to be of service to this planet and help people on a bigger scale if we're stuck in a codependent dynamic, in an old belief system? It's not going to work. It isn't going to work. And if you keep telling yourself, I have to do this for this person, I have to do this for my boss, you're going to be trapped. And this is the thing. We think we're trapped in this dynamic, but in actual fact, you have that choice right now to change your life. I read this quote yesterday and it really hit home for me. If you don't change your habits, it's not going to be a new year. It's just going to be another year. Now that really, that upsets me. I can feel it bubbling up in my heart and I want to cry thinking about that. Do you want to live just another year? The same year that you have lived for the last however long? Do you really want to get to this time next year and say, shit, nothing has changed because I didn't let anything else into my life. I didn't let my needs be met. This is scary. And thankfully now I've changed my ways and thankfully I've changed my habits. But I remember a time, and this isn't that long ago, when I had my relapse. My relapse was between the end of 21 and early 23. Before I actually walked away from those dynamics and actually started to change my habits. But every day I was like, nothing is changing. I'm getting worse. And I lost the will to live. I actually lost the will to live. My energy was so drained by giving to other people that weren't, this is the thing. We can give to other people, but we need to be mindful of whether or not they're actually giving to themselves. You cannot help somebody who is not helping themselves. And oftentimes we get lost in a dynamic where we're actually doing their life for them and they're losing the ability to do their own life because they're so dependent on us. And that's it. They become so used to us doing absolutely everything for them, they end up in a childlike state. They end up not moving forward. So we think that, oh my God, I'm helping this person. You're not fucking helping anyone because you're actually taking away from them the ability to fucking live their own life. And you're taking away the ability to live your own fucking life because you're literally living their life. This is not how it's supposed to be. We have to break out of that system. We have to break out of that way of thinking. Because, look, I've said this analogy before. We're literally the gopher. We end up being the gopher for that person, the skivvy, the person that does everything, the person they call every single time. What happens if you get sick? This is what happened to me. I got so sick. And you know what bugs me? With these people, they're sucking your life force energy out of you because they will not do the healing themselves. They're taking your shine away from you. And what happens when you set boundaries is they retaliate and they tell you you're fucking selfish for putting your needs first. And then you feel guilty for choosing yourself. No, and you're, no. You know what I mean? I remember, I'll give you an example of how depleted my energy gets, right? And I've explained this before. As an empath, if I'm around the wrong energy or if I'm in a situation with big crowds or anything like that, I get so fucking energetically drained. So drained. We used to go to parties and I'd stay the night at a friend's house. And then, I'd be the life and soul of the party. But the next morning, I'd be like a quiet little mouse. And I remember my friend saying, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And that was before I knew my energy. And then I realized that was because I was in reboot mode. I was in recharge mode. And I describe this, I love this analogy. You know, a robot, if a robot needs to recharge, they'll go over to their charging point, plug in, and then they'll go zoom, and they'll shut down. They'll shut down while they're recharging. And this was me. I'd have to shut down to recharge. And it got to the stage where with my dad, we were fighting all the time. And I remember the last time I was with him, like, I couldn't. I just couldn't. And like, this upsets me so much. I couldn't even speak. I was so fucked up. I was so fucked. I was just so fucked up. I couldn't even speak. And when I didn't answer him, he retaliated. He attacked me. He verbally just gave out to me because I couldn't. When an energy vampire sucks all the life out of you and you've nothing left to be sucked, they will literally get angry with you for not being able to give them any energy. And that's what happened. And it broke my heart. And that was the day I had to fucking just say, I'm done. Like, I have to walk away. And this is what happens. Don't let it get that far. If you're doing these things for people who do not fucking appreciate it, who are literally sucking you fucking dry and are not, like, this is another analogy. We're here to help the next person up that fucking mountain, right? And you throw down a rope to the next person. But the person that you're literally losing your life to is holding on to that rope and they're dangling their legs and they're going, go on, pull me up, you do all the work. And literally you're fucking drained, your hands are fucking bloody, and you're literally being pulled back fucking down because they're not fucking helping you at all. Whereas the person you're supposed to help, you throw that rope down and they will pull themselves up as you are pulling them up as well. It's a fucking team effort. They're the people we're supposed to be helping. And, you can't be of service to these people if you're literally being dragged back down by the fucking people that are using you. And it's not just that, as I said, you doing everything for these people. You start to tell them about your awakening, or you start to tell them about your healing, or you start to tell them about this endeavor or this course or this job that you want. And they laugh at you. They'll tell you you're fucking crazy. They're like, don't do that. You stick with the norm. Stick with what we've always done, because that's not right. And this is it. They're unconsciously afraid to lose your fucking, you doing everything for them. So unconsciously, they're like, Jesus, I better not let that person go do stuff for himself, or I'll have to do everything for myself. And like, this is it. Like, we need to start living for ourselves. As I said, we're here for this higher purpose. How are you supposed to go after your dreams if you're living the life of your parent or a friend or anyone, a boss? How are you, and this happens especially, like, I've seen this so many times with, if you end up moving back home to a parent, and that's effectively what happened to me. I didn't move back home, but I spent 4 days of the fucking week there thinking I had to drive him around. It's the same fucking thing. And I see this as well. The parent was after having that little empty nest syndrome, and then their child comes back and they're like, I'm not letting you go this time. And it's a little bit psychotic, but it's all unconscious. But that's the thing. And then you feel the parent makes it look like they need you without letting you go. And then you think that you have to babysit your parent for the rest of your life. How are you supposed to live your life? How are you supposed to let love into your life? How are you supposed to let your life purpose into your life if you're babysitting your fucking codependent parent or codependent boss? How are you supposed to live your life if you're living the life of somebody else? It's bullshit. And I'll say this again, if you don't change your fucking habits, you're not going to have a new year. You're going to have another fucking year. Do you want to live the same existence over and over and over again? Because this is what's going to happen if you don't start choosing for yourself. Stop sacrificing your wants and needs for the needs of others. You know what I mean? Are you not letting stuff into your life? Are you too busy to let things into your life? And are you too busy doing things for other people? Or are you busy doing things for yourself? This is the difference. Ask yourself that. Are you really living your life, or are you living the life of somebody else? Because you cannot pursue your destined path, your purpose path, if you're living the life of somebody else. Break out of that. Choose you and choose what you want to do. Because you cannot be, this is it. Trying to help one person who doesn't want to be helped will suck the living Jesus out of you. It will suck every little bit of your life force energy until your health is fucked. Or do you want to better yourself, become the best version of yourself so you can help the world on a wider scale? Break that cycle so you can help the future of humanity. Which is more important? We're afraid to hurt that one person. And yes, it broke my fucking heart to walk away from family. It still hurts me to this day. But how am I supposed... Like, I wouldn't be here right now helping other people if I didn't help myself first. I was literally gone to nothing and I'd lost all will to live. I couldn't even help myself at that stage. I was afraid to go outside my front fucking door because of how depleted I was helping people that did not want to be helped. Or, they didn't. They just wanted to steal my energy. And they stole it so much that I was afraid to open my front door. I let my dogs out and closed it real quickly. I am in the countryside. I've nothing to be afraid of. And I got so fearful of life and of everything in it because of living for somebody else, for doing everything for somebody else. Don't let it get that far. Don't let it get that far. Don't lose yourself so completely to another unhealthy codependent dynamic. And this happens because of our trauma from past relationships. Do you know what I mean? And we think, okay, I won't let in another person because then I won't be able to, get hurt again. You're hurting yourself every single day because you're in this unhealthy dynamic running around for people who do not actually give a shit about you. And that's it. Once you're gone, they will attack because of you setting boundaries. But they'll find somebody else. They will. If you say no to driving them around or doing this thing for them, guess what? They will find another fucking way. That's how it works. You're just a fucking piece of a number. And if you continue to do everything for them, they will continue to use and abuse you. And that's all it is. That is it. So change your ways now so that you can help humanity on a bigger scale, but so that you can help yourself, so that you can live with joy and happiness and live fulfilling your needs, fulfilling your destiny, because this is what's so important. So please start to choose yourself and stop living your life. Stop living somebody else's life. Start to live yours. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for your discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.